a WikiVidi documentaries production. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. Peter Scully. Peter Gerard Scully is an Australian convicted child sex abuser. In June 2018, he was found guilty of 1 count of human trafficking and 5 counts of rape and sentenced to life in prison. He remains on trial for numerous other crimes against children, including the production and dissemination of sadistic child pornography, torture and murder. Background: in 2011, Scully fled from Melbourne, Victoria, Australia, to the Philippines before he could be charged with 117 fraud and deception offences relating to his involvement with a crooked property scheme. From the island of Mindanao, he is alleged to have built up a lucrative international paedophile ring that offered pay-per-view video streams of children being tortured and sexually abused on the dark web. Among the victims who had their videoed ordeals sold over the internet was a 5-year-old girl who was hung upside down while Scully and 2 accomplices raped and tortured her. Victims were procured by Scully with promises to impoverished parents of work, educating their child and the like, or by his 2 Filipino girlfriends, Carmen Ann Alvarez and Liesl Magallo, and other female acquaintances such as Maria Dorothea Chiichia. Both Alvarez and Magallo also abused children in Scully's videos. One instance involved the entrapment of 2 cousins, aged 9 and 12, who might perhaps have narrowly avoided being murdered. After Alvarez, a former child prostitute whom Scully had picked up off the streets and groomed to be a compliant accomplice, had coaxed the 2 girls back to Scully's abode with a promise of food, he forced them to perform sex acts on each other, which he photographed and videoed. With Alvarez's assistance, Scully also sexually abused both of them. The girls were kept chained in dog collars and, after an escape attempt, were made to dig what they were told would be their own graves. After 5 days of abuse, Alvarez took pity on them, releasing them and letting them escape. The cousins went to the police, Alvarez was arrested and Scully went on the run. Daisy's destruction. The most notorious of Scully's output was titled Daisy's Destruction, which he sold to clients for up to $10,000. Made in 2012, the multi-part film is so extreme that it was for some time regarded as an urban legend. It features the torture and brutal rape of a number of girls by Scully and some Filipino accomplices, the 3 oldest victims of whom were Liza, Cindy, and Daisy. Urged on by Scully, some of the worst physical and sexual abuse was carried out on the children by one of his girlfriends, Liesl Magallo, a former child prostitute then 19 years old. Indeed, it seems Magallo was the sole hands-on victimizer of Daisy. The introduction to the film invites the viewer to watch Daisy's mental ruin as she learns how to please her mistress. Scully put Daisy's Destruction out under his No Limits Fun production company, selling it to other pedophiles via the dark web. Among those who acquired it was one of the biggest ever purveyors of child pornography, Scully's fellow Australian Matthew David Graham. Apprehended at age 22, he ran a series of hardcore child pornography sites. Graham said he got the video so he could use it to attract more viewers to his network of websites. Arrest and trial. After Daisy's Destruction surfaced, an international manhunt was launched. Scully was eventually tracked to Malabali City in the Philippines and arrested on the 20th of February 2015. Investigators had 6 warrants for his arrest, all relating to the abduction and sexual abuse of the 2 cousins. While they searched for Scully in the Philippines, investigators managed to uncover the fates of the 3 primary victims in Daisy's Destruction. Liza was found to be alive, as was Daisy, though her treatment had been so vicious that she has lasting physical injuries. 11-year-old Cindy had later been allegedly murdered by Scully. Before being strangled to death with a rope, the girl was subjected to bouts of rape and torture, and was made to dig her own grave. According to Magallo, Scully videotaped himself killing Cindy. Scully faced a total of 75 charges. He was on trial with others who assisted in the production of his pornography, including 4 men, Germany's Christian Rusch, Filipinos Alexander Lau and Althea Chia, and a Brazilian doctor, Haniel Caetano de Oliveira. In October 2015, a fire severely damaged the evidence room containing Scully's computer logs and videos, destroying shaky evidence, some believe Scully may have bribed a local police officer, as corruption in the Philippines is high. Margaret Acalo, then project coordinator for the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, and an expert on child abuse investigations, described the case as horrific and the worst she had ever heard of. In 2017, Scully escaped the looming threat of capital punishment after Philippine politicians excluded the crimes of rape, treason and plunder from a bill that reintroduced capital punishment to the country. Supporters of the bill agreed to exclude such crimes from the list of those punishable by the death penalty so as to permit smoother passage of the bill through Congress. The law passed by 216 votes to 54. Brought to you by WikiVidi Documentaries. Would you like to know more?